guys, what is up? My name is Meaghan and welcome back to Book Talk with Meg. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm here filming one of my most requested videos on my channel, and that is how I annotate my books. I feel like ever since I started making reading vlogs, which are honestly most of my watched videos, people have been wondering what exactly my annotating system is and why I do annotate my books. To answer the why question to why I annotate books, I feel like it's a lot easier for me to be able to review books and refer back to them for several different reasons. When I tab books, you guys will see I have a method which creates an easier way for me to refer back to events and specific times in a novel, so that when I have a review, it's easier to dissect a book and also remember it, because I feel like once I start tabbing or annotating a novel, it's easier for me to retain information because I'm reading a little bit slower and I'm also kind of rereading things in the process, which is why it's easier to remember the big events of a book. So that's one of the reasons why. I also really like remembering scenes and moments in books that make me happy or upset, and basically anything in a book that makes me feel or anything that's relevant. I feel that for me, tabbing books is really relevant when it comes to series, because if you guys don't want to reread an entire novel before let's say the sequel comes out, it's easier to go back and look at your tabs and then just remember the big events, and so you can move on to reading a sequel much faster than having to reread, let's say, 3 books in a series. It's also really fun because I am a big quote person. I love quotes, and so just having either what my favorite characters have said or very beautiful moments in a book or very beautiful lyrical writing, I like to have those jotted down for my memory. So it's a lot for reviewing books and just for memory's sake. I just think I absorb novels better that way. Now, I have 2 methods for when it comes to annotating and tabbing my books. When I started the annotating journey in my novels, I didn't want to write in them. So I have a full tabbing system where I don't write in my books. So for any of you guys who want to keep your pages very clean and not so personalized, I feel like my tabbing system is very efficient. And then I also recently started to write in my books so I can share a little bit of that journey as well. As for the equipment, I will kind of show you guys, but I will link everything in the down bar in the little box, and while you're at it, you can always click subscribe to my channel. So primarily what I use are these sticky tabs, and I am missing, but all the colors are here, and these are by the brand Studio. They are $1.25 a piece in Canada, and I actually get them at the dollar store. If I can't find those online, I will try to find a similar pack, but for me what's really important is that they don't actually leave a mark on the book, as well as the colors, because I have a very specific color coding system, which is what I'm going to share with you now. I found that these elements are what I need to remember and retain most in a book, and that's how it's worked for me. I know some people tab things differently, but this is really my method and it's really proved to be efficient. So, if we look at the colors here, I have 5 different colors. We are going to start with orange. Orange is basically a dual tab. Orange is specifically for sections in a book that I really love, so quotable moments. Basically, it's a passage in a book where I really want to remember it. Either it's a quote or it's something that's just very lovely, as well as anything that makes me happy or laugh. Usually it kind of goes hand in hand with quotes, therefore that's what I use orange for. Pink is a very obvious one. It's anything that I find cute or any romance in a book. That's why a lot of my books are tabbed pink, as I am a big YA contemporary romance and just adult romance reader. Yellow is also one that is very much used during my tabbing system, and yellow is anything that is an advancement to the plot, whether that be setting up a time frame, setting up a murder, a new clue in an investigation, whether that be 2 characters meeting for the first time. Everything that has the potential to be of importance to the plot of my book goes in the yellow. Green is actually for character development. So when we meet a character, any character description, anything that I feel is important about a character and makes them who they are, I tab green, and therefore it's a lot easier to refer back to characters and kind of remember who they are. And especially in like fantasy books where there's so many different characters, or multi-perspective novels, I feel this comes in handy to remember like the quirky little things of every character, and I just feel like I connect to characters more when I tab it. And the blue is also an obvious one, and that's any sad moments in the book. So that's how I tab, and I feel it works super efficiently. So just an example, this is what a tabbed book would look like for me. This is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. This is a book that I really loved and appreciated reading, and it had a lot of swoon-worthy moments and just a lot of moments I enjoyed, sad moments. So if I would want to open it up and let's say find a cute moment, then I can go find my pink tab and see this says I meant it. Holy mother of shit, cutest boy ever. Maybe it's the hair or the freckle or the pinks of his cheeks. And right behind that I do have a green tab, which means that I also wanted to remember the character description. See? Super easy. I can flip to another one. Let's say I want a sad moment. This says, I guess I didn't expect the breakup to suck if I did the breaking up. Which, it is sad because breakups, not everybody deals with it the same way. So I can just keep going and show you guys, but basically I know where to look for every moment. If I want something that's quotable or funny, then see? Okay, but I don't want to be Ron. No one wants to be Ron. Harry Potter reference, which I thought was hilarious because nobody actually wants to be Ron. So that's just one example of how I annotate my books. It's very easy to go through, and it's also just, you know, very functional in my opinion, and you can tab and leave the stickies out or put them really closer in. It's really up to you. But that's how I function with my tabs. Again, most of my favorite books have a lot of tabs on them, and I just think it's such a fun and easy way to go through things, and it doesn't actually damage your books. But recently I decided to start annotating in my books, and I did this specifically with Escaping from Houdini, which I'm currently reading because I let myself try it out because I do have a second copy on my shelf. That one is signed and I didn't want to ruin it, but I did figure out that I actually enjoy it. So again, I use the same color coding tabs method, but I also only highlight the things that I want to remember in the page. So usually what I would have done is that I would have stick like a sticky tab on the section and then refer back to it with my post-it, but now I actually highlight or underline with this handy dandy pen, and I go ahead and highlight the sections. If I think it's an important discussion, or it brings up something from another book in the series, or that it refers to something else in the book, I will write it down in the margins or anywhere that there's space. I believe I've done this a few times. I have done this a few times in here, but it would really be spoilers to let you guys know what I did write, so I'm not going to. Another thing I found that is very helpful is that I started doing bigger post-its, which again I will link this set of post-its down below, for every 50 pages. Now I just took one out to show you guys, but basically, especially when I'm reviewing books or making special videos, which hint hint, there will be one for Escaping from Houdini. I've been working really hard on it. I will take a post-it, and after every 50 pages read, I will write down a summary. So for this one, it's going to be the murders that happened, who I think might be involved in them, just all the major points in the story. And again, if you guys are looking for a method to review books, this makes sure that you do not forget any of the key elements that you are reading and want to discuss. So this is also great. And if you guys are scared of actually annotating the insides of your book, then you can do it with the 50 pages or 100 pages or whatever amount of pages you guys want to, and it's not damaging to your book. These post-its are great, and overall it's just a simple way to annotate. So I keep all my materials in a little pouch, and that's just basically the gist of it. So that's it for how I tab and annotate my videos. If you guys have any other questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye guys!